I'm in a kick to talk about movies because I have quite a backlog of movies to talk about. Today's topic is The Devil Wears Prada 2. I watched The Devil's Wears Prada 2 the other day. And before going to the theater, I was like, wait, I remember very little of Devil Wears Prada 1, so I rewatched that one as well. However, I'm not gonna talk about Wears Prada 1 because it's Devil Bread's Prada 1. Why is she breading the Prada in my mind? It's Devil Wears Prada 1. Incredibly iconic movie. Like, there's nothing you can say about it that hasn't been said. Like, if I was, I guess I could have something to say if I was about to say I didn't like the movie, but the reality is, it's just iconic for a reason. The whole movie is iconic for a wonderful reason. But it's just the style of writing, the characters, they're just pizzazz of everything. That's one of the few movies where pizzazz as the scripture actually works. So it's like they have the new one, and the new one is also going to try to like hit on that pizzazz and whatnot. So first things first, I want to point out I am in fact the Baba Yaga of Tomodachi Life. A few years ago, in my Tomodachi Life Island, I added Lady Gaga. My Tomodachi Life Island, who does have a very recognizable character in the fact that I got Miranda in there. She used to be called the Devil in my Tomodachi Life Island. Now she's just Miranda because I added the Devil from the Bible, and I didn't want to have Devil and the Devil. Like, the Devil from the Bible is different from Devil who wears Prada, so you know. I guess I could have named her Devil in Prada, but that's a little bit too much. And let me tell you, yeah, the movie's back. This time, they got new topics to discuss. And you know what? I think they're good. I think they understood the topics that they wanted to discuss a lot of the times. They're trying to talk about, like, how journalism is kind of in hot water. Because, bro, it's journalism. You know? A lot of the times, people now prefer getting their news out of TikTok. So it makes sense to make that, like, one of the main driving initial bits of the movie. But the movie itself is basically Miss Protagonist returning back to Runway and, like, the Prada and the company and everything. That's basically what happens. She's coming back because of amazing reasons, including the fact that, yeah, no, the company's dying. They need a new person to handle marketing, and they bring her over. And then there's a hostile takeover, and I like that you do have, like, a really interesting discussion in there. So one thing that happens is that throughout the movie, they just keep bringing up how the higher ups at the company, Runway, also are just looking to do what every company is trying to do nowadays with their art. But not with their art, just with their everything. Dude, companies nowadays are obsessed with increased profit margins. Don't sell a product, sell a company. Because it's way easier to make money by selling one company at $3 million than it is to make money by selling a product a bunch of times, I guess. So we are in that state of capitalism, and the movie does get into that with, like, Miranda talking to the other CEOs, and you see these more jaded side of herself, which is really interesting because we have this character who has been known to be an asshole, but she's not an asshole for profits. She's an asshole for art. She's like a movie director who's too strict because she has ideas of what she wants to do with her art, and she's not gonna take no for an answer. So it's like, that's a good way to humanize Miranda without actually making her less intimidating. And it is true that it is less intimidating, Miranda in general, in this movie. Which makes perfect sense, right? She's old, she's jaded, she's not who she was in the first movie. Where in the first movie, she was supposed to be super imposing. Not to mention, this one's also just adapting the next book in the Devil Wears Prada franchise, like, book series. So they do have a bit to adapt with the story and whatever. It just, they managed to adapt it properly while adapting little elements of modern day what's a happenings when it comes to basically creating something and being passionate. We do live in a world where passion is kind of going away and it's being relegated to this thing you optionally do. Whereas before it used to be like, I'm gonna be honest, maybe this sounds a little long, but it's true that I remember thinking that people used to think that in order to live life like and get the most out of it, what you wanted to do was live out of the thing you love to do. Not because you wouldn't work a day in your life, that's stupid, but because it is true that working on something you appreciate and something you are excited to do is just so much good. It is so good. It genuinely makes you happy. Right now I don't make too much money, and just because I get to talk to you every now and then, like I'm a baseline level of happier than I would be otherwise. I mean, I would be pretty happy if I was earning a lot more money. So you know, you guys, I'd appreciate the help, you guys. But the fact that this movie is the one that decided to discuss that is actually kind of awesome. Because again, you're taking this from the perspective of Miranda, a character who has been shown throughout the franchise that she's not very nice. So it makes sense to show that despite not being a nice person, she still has like her principles and her thoughts about what her role in society is and what she wants to do out of her life. She likes working. This it's crazy that someone would like working, but it's true. I'm out of inventory space. I'm out of inventory space. I'm sorry, I can't pick you up. I'm out of inventory space. We have a whole other geode to fix up and two more geodes, so we're gonna be doing geode duty for a few episodes, but I'm entertained. So plus also I need to get my honey farm ready. Because holy, I'm as you if you saw the videos I kill, I'm still messing up around that. But yeah, I really like Devil Wears Prada, just in general. I like where they took the plot. I like where they took the characters. However, because as I said, I watched the first one extremely close. Yeah, I kind of maybe learned about everything that the movie does. Once again, going in the wrong direction. Yeah, because I watched the first movie, I realized that the second movie, for like a large portion of it, not the entirety of it, just a sizable part, it is very much trying to mimic the structure to the point where if you compare the scene order in movie one and movie two, it is kinda very close. Like in movie one, they have the part where they go to the cafeteria, and then in movie two, they also have the part where they go to the cafeteria. And then in movie one, you have the part where she's talking to Miranda and trying to converse her or something, and then they do have that same part. And then there's the part where she's talking to the new person, and they do have that. So I just got surprised at how much they stuck by the pacing of the first movie. This is very good, by the way. We do need all of these items for my base. These are very important items for my base. I am gonna run out of these resources. Trust me. Now, if you excuse me, I gotta get back there. Do I recommend Devil Wears Prada? Yes, I do recommend both the first and second movie. I thought the second movie would suffer from sequel-itis, the same way many movies have been doing recently. Um, because a lot of like sequels that come out of today, you know, they come because of the things that this movie's criticizing. Um, they want to increase profit margins. They want to do the easiest way of getting an audience, and so doing a reboot or a sequel it is. And so, I guess it makes sense to make a sequel of this in order to like get the money. But also, I'm glad the sequel that they eventually settled upon was good. So, you know, just an entertaining movie. I definitely recommend it. I think it was pulled off appropriately. It's just that whole matter of like, well, eventually we're gonna get more of it, I guess. Now, you excuse me, I'm going to finish this geode, and you're gonna watch me finish this geode, and you're gonna listen to me yap about nothing. I guess I could yap about something small. The other day I saw a channel named also kind of like Yapcap or something like that, and I was like, wait a second, you're me. But that person's different. That person's different because they literally uploaded the day after a video called Please. No! They uploaded a video called Please Unsubscribe to Me. And I guess I found that funny. Because, like, hell yeah. I guess I do want you to subscribe to me. I'm not built like that. I'm not built like that. Alright. Geo done, I think. I'll check it up later. I broke one of the things for being distracted. God damn it. I'll see ya.